Have your relatives ever gossiped about you? I am not dead yet! So, have your relatives ever gossiped about you? Like when they complain about you to your own parents right in front of you. Anyways, I always used to get confused between Republic Day and Independence Day. Whenever I saw one of my relative asking to my sibling, what do we call 15 August, Republic Day or Independence Day? I'm watching everything from far and I would quietly walk away from there. I was like, skip before it's your turn, or else you will get badly roasted. Anyways, I somehow managed to get myself into trouble every single day by finding a new way to embarrass myself. I don't know how relatives are in other countries, but our relatives take their responsibility very seriously. You know, rich people hire bodyguards for their kids' safety, but we don't even need to think about it. The moment our relatives hear that a girl from our family has gone out with her friends, something instantly click in their minds and they were like, excuse me, then why do we even exist? And just like that, they quietly turn into secret agents. They follow us from a safe distance, observe every move, and make sure our parents receive a detailed minute by minute report whether they want it or not. One day, she told my mom, she was standing on the road talking to a boy. And I'm standing right there in front of them. And I said, Mom, that was a dog. But one day, I finally got a chance to take revenge. And that day, I feel like God Himself was saying, go, my child, go and take revenge for all the accusation thrown at you. Take revenge for every slipper you have been hit with, for every in. And I was like, okay, now that's thanks for reminding me. There was a family gathering at my place, so together in the same house. While I was asleep, I suddenly felt like I was being crushed under a mountain. I couldn't breathe. When I opened my eyes, one of my aunts was on me. Bro, I swear, I almost died that day if I hadn't woke up. Well, when I opened my eyes, I thought I awake anyways, might as well go to bathroom. As I stepped out, I heard someone whispering. I thought, great, relatives were already enough and now even a ghost has shown up. But I'm not that easily scared type. I mean, if I have survived almost falling on my aunt twice out of fear, this was nothing. Trying to stay calm, I slowly walked toward the bathroom and that's when I saw it. Then I realized, wait a second, I see this structure before. Oh, this is my aunt's son. He was standing there talking to someone saying, hey babe, mommy just went to sleep. The same guy everyone always talk about. The guy who doesn't look even a girl. The guy different from kid these days. And just like that, a sneaky little grin popped up on my face. One of those, you are in trouble now kind of smile. And he looked at me. Really looked at me, and the second our eyes meet, his phone slipped right out of his hand and hit the floor. Oh, that phone drop moment. You gotta be there. That was the universe ringing the bell for round one. He froze, I froze. The phone lay on the ground like evidence at the crime scene. Nobody's gonna touch it. For a solid 3 seconds, we just stared at each other. The kind of silence where even the walls are like, oh no. Then he whispered, panicking, please don't tell anyone. And then in my head, I was like, tell anyone? Bro, I was trained by relatives and this is my area of expertise. I smiled softly, sweetly, but dangerously, and said, relax, I wouldn't say anything to anyone. And he sighed in relief. That's when I added, unless someone asks me. The next morning, the house was alive. Relatives were everywhere, teacup clinking, kids were disappearing, and me, I was sitting right there like an innocent angel who knows everything. Then Like clockwork, my aunt, while setting her dupatta, started her daily duty. She looked at my mom and said, "You know, kids these days are always on their phone at night." And I almost choked on my biscuit. I slowly looked up and said casually, "Yeah, especially when mom is goes to sleep. You know Johnny, right?" The room went quiet. My aunt blinked. My mom turned to me. My cousin started sweating like he did just run a marathon. My mom asked, "What do you mean?" I shrugged. "Oh, nothing. I just heard something at night." My aunt's son looked at me, and the fear in his eyes was written all over his face. He rushed over and sat right next to me because when panic kicks in, you keep your friends close and your secrets closer. He whispered, "What do you hear, sis? Tell me, because mom and I was about to leave." And inside my head, I thought, "Oh no, dear, you are not off the hook that easily." So I smiled and said, "Why are you in such a hurry? Stay a little longer. I have a few things up my sleeves and lot to talk about with Auntie." He looked at his phone and said, "No, no, I have some project work from school that I need to do it right now. School works." My aunt was so happy. She couldn't contain herself. She was like, "Oh, my son is thinking about his study immediately after the function. Proud level, Auntie Pro Max." Then she added proudly, "My child is always under so much pressure because of studies. He always studies till 2 a.m. Inside my head, I was like, "Yeah, sure, till 2 a.m. I believe in you." She said, "Really? You do?" Before I could say anything, my aunt said, "Come on, son, let's go." They hurried and left. While leaving, there was complete peace on my cousin's face. My mom looked at me and asked, "What happened to him all of a sudden?" And I said, "When someone wants to save their life, they don't play with fire. They run in the opposite direction. My mom said, "What?" And I smiled and said, "Don't worry, some things are better left unsaid." Well, that's it for now. If this made you smile even a little, my job here is done. That's it for me. If you like this, like, share, and subscribe. And please don't tell my relatives.